You're watching the BBC.
Mr. Dashingsteed and Mr. Pembroke's Price to see you.
Ah, Carol. Good to see you then. At your desk, dutifully as always, doling out that dazzling Dashingsteed wit. Tell me, old man, what piques your attention today? That's the nice thing about you creative types. Often so enthralled in your own work that I'm free to speak as much as I like. What was it that I wanted to say?
Hello, Pembrose.
It lives! Tell me, Dashingsteed, what has such a stranglehold over your attentions? A new play? A angry note to the editor of Dog and Saddle?
It's an angry note. And no.
Is it a sonnet? You dastardly sword! You're writing to the girl from the Highborne ball! What was it, 2 dances while her sisters went without partners? Oh, what was her name?
Miss Emilith Faircheek. Yes, I confess, her fair countenance has been much in my mind since the ball at Highborne a fortnight past.
Ah, yes, with the fine eyes. How queer. I found her to be quite coarse. Attractive, yes, but in a mere provincial sense.
Nonsense, Pembrose. I thought the exercise imbued her cheek with a fine colour. I declare my day's work to be quite for her, but 'tis not a sonnet. I wish to make my feelings known to her by letter, in a way in which there can be no misregarding my intention.
Young girls these days are quite artful in the understanding of nuance. The fact itself of a letter sent without occasion will have half beset your intention, leaving the other half to the flowery musings that befit a woman of not yet 21.
Good God, not 21? A gentleman does not guess at the age of a lady, but not 21? Why, her good wry sensibility of humour, and so accomplished on the pianoforte. And she has none of the common silliness associated with girls of that age. To err in any way which may cause the loss of such a rare treasure as she, well, I cannot bear the thought of such a failure.
The field of love is a battleground, Carol. When in doubt, remember your regimental training.
Whatever can you mean?
Direct is always best.
Well, has he not called upon you then?
Whomever can you mean?
Whomever can you mean? Do not play at naivete. You're too clever by far for it to suit you. Mr. Carol Dashingsteed, of course. You cannot have been so blind as to his obvious affections.
Unlike some, I don't court vanity by fancying myself the object of so worthy a man's serious intentions. He is of noble birth, and I care not to mistake his kind manner for any sort of true fondness. The postmark hails from Highborne.
Mr. Dashingsteed? Well, this cannot come as much of a surprise. He favoured you greatly at Highborne, asking you to 2 dances. But you open it to keep me in suspense. I can hardly bear it. Do tell us what it says.
Oh, come, let's read it together. How I could never tire of reading a fine letter such as this. Success! Oh dear, sweet Jane, I cannot keep this much in confidence. I had wished against my better judgment that Mr. Dashingsteed could feel something like true fondness for me, but
had you not said a word, the high, handsome colour of your cheek would have betrayed you. Surely you're to be settled at Highborne before the fall. Not yet 1 in 20, and so clearly the object of a man such as Mr. Carol Dashingsteed.
But Jane, I am unsure, for though dear Dashingsteed writes with great dignity and feeling, is not the letter quite short? Should not a man of £10,000 per year be as generous with his words?
Surely in some finer circles to be miserly with one's wit is a mark of excellent pedigree. Why, look at that rakish ne'er-do-well Penrose prince. The shorter the script, the longer is sustenance of affection. Or just hand it to me. Lily, your fears are soon to rest. Well, look at the back here. There's a postscript.
A postscript? It must have escaped my notice at blush of first glance. I'm tossing right now.
And so he is.
A man of action. I may never be his equal in wit, but what I lack in the conversational arts would I more than make up for in dutifulness, darning, daisy picking, drudgery,
And décolletage.
Is it not so simple what all creatures of our sex long for? To be surrounded by the fruit of our husband's seed, mud on the knees of our petticoats, gazing up at his satisfied countenance.
Oh,